All right, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020 and welcome back to our Neofly series. This is, of course, episode 18. And as you can see up ahead of us, we are back in the Islander today. And we are operating a beautiful early morning flight here from Kruger and Mpumalanga International Airport, where we ended off in the previous episode. And we're going to be doing a bit of cargo runs. We've got some dangerous cargo today. We've got some unstable gas, apparently, which we'll check out in just a bit. And we're going to be running it down the valley here to Sappi's Airport, which is not too far from where we are currently. A little bit of clouds forming in the area, as you may know if you've watched my other videos around this area of South Africa. It is quite prone to misty and cloudy weather in the valleys and around the hills here, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. Although about half an hour ago there were no clouds at all, so possibly, well, it's definitely getting more cloudy. Whether or not it's going to get significantly worse, we'll have to see, but that's the plan for today. So with dangerous cargo loaded, we need to make sure that we land at less than 200 feet per minute. And we need to make sure we climb at less than 500 feet a minute to make sure that our gas doesn't leak and kill us, I suppose, because it's just us on board today. We have a cargo kitted out Islander. We can't actually see the cargo, but that's fine. But what we do need to do, let's just get our payload set up. So we'll open up our Neofly stuff there, and that'll connect to Neofly. Our Skyforce Sim tablet will connect to Neofly, and we can come here to our career and go over here and see we need to add that much in terms of weight. So a little bit more, and we're pretty much bang on there. We're within CG, a little bit to the left actually, which is interesting. But that's obviously because we are sitting on the left-hand side, and then our main cargo is loaded up nice and evenly down the middle. We're pretty much exactly the payload we need, +1. So that means we get maximum XP. We can go ahead and close that. And that means we are good to go. So we are taking, does it tell us here? There's our job. Oh, it just says 0 packs. So we're going to Zulu 27 Golf, which is the little Sappi airport. And we're going to get 20 grand for that. It doesn't actually say what it is, but it is that unstable gas. So let's come down here, get our door closed, and I think we can get fired up and head on out there. So we're going to be doing a bit of surfing through the valleys. Right. First things first, I need to remember how to work this aircraft. So we turn the battery on. It's pretty loud. Okay, then to be able to start the engines, we need this guy on. Nav lights and beacon, which I think is that one. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to move that to check that this did say beacon underneath, which it does. Let's just synchronize this with my controller. So perhaps we can go full forward and mixture, because they're both linked to the same one, and normally just put them down at the bottom here. We should be able to fire it up like that. Okay, lights are good. Generators are obviously off, and avionics are still currently off. We can see the generators are off there by those lights. Oh, you can actually click on these. What does it do? Nothing. Right, then we need to come up here and turn on
clear prop
our magnetos for left and right. Fuel pump will turn on, so we'll start the left engine first. And then I guess we go left, and that should fire up. And it's definitely not. What have I forgotten? Okay, so what I have done is gotten rid of our chocks and everything. I have realized that since we loaded up the aircraft, you can actually see some cargo in the back there. We've got like some pallets and some like bags of stuff. That looks like says cement. Obviously with Neofly we are carrying our hazardous cargo. Okay, so now that we're set up, let's go. Mags are on, fuel pumps are on, and let's go this side. Right there, that's coming up. And if we give it some mixture. Right, that is our port engine running. Let's do starboard. Okay, that's now running, so we can get the generators on, turn this guy off. And then, that's good, that's good. We need avionics. Give that a bit of time. Might use the autopilot. I think we're probably just gonna hand fly most of the way today anyway. We'll see how it goes. Beautiful morning here at Kruger and Pumalanga. Okay, we'll just wait for our GPS to align itself. Okay, our GPS is now up and running, so let's come in here and put our flight plan in quickly. So we're starting off here at FAKN. And next, I'm gonna put in Nelspruit because we're gonna overfly that, which is FANS. And then, yeah, that's right. And then we go to Z27 Golf. Cool. That's in, and that's correct. Right, and we're pretty much just doing this VFR. Well, we are doing it VFR, so I'm not going to fly exactly down the magenta line. We're just going to use that as a guide. Right, we'll do no flaps for takeoff. I think that should be fine. We're quite heavy. Let's do flaps 1. I don't know if that parking brake is now set. Okay, it was. Right, and we will head out here. I think we're going to be doing runway 05. It's 23 and 05 here. 23 gives us quite a bit of a backtrack, whereas 05 we can go straight out, but the windsock is just out here, so we'll check it out on our way. No taxi light on this aircraft, so we'll do landing lights when we get closer to the runway. And the windsock looks like we pretty much just got a straight crosswind. So then we'll do 05. Oh, it's the cable for the headphones. Keep wondering what this thing is that's floating around top left. Okay, so we're gonna have to keep a close eye over here at our vertical speed. We need to keep it below 500 per minute. We'll probably go up to about... we'll see based on the terrain. We're at just under 3,000 feet now. So we'll probably start off at 3,500. Yeah, we are technically going west, so we should, if we're more than 3,000 feet AGL, we'd go up to an even plus 500. But if we're staying pretty low through the valleys, which is my plan, then it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, there's the windsock, so it's not quite straight crosswind. We are definitely going to be doing runway 5. Let's do landing lights and strobe lights. Okay, so runway 5 is to our left here. Sync up this heading. Right. Just in case we decide to use the autopilot right after takeoff, which I don't think is going to happen. Okay, flaps are set, lights on. Let's go mixture rich. Props are full forward. Here we go. Okay, let's go flaps up. Keep that vertical speed below 500 feet a minute. We'll do runway heading until the end of the kind of cliff here, I suppose. Okay, I'm just gonna back off the power a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. I must say, climbing at like 300 feet a minute isn't what I'm used to doing. So we'll just keep an eye on that. And we can start our left-hand turn here. Just try and keep it nice and smooth. It's a little bit bouncy today. I guess the descent is going to be even more interesting, trying to keep that below 500 feet a minute. I mean, look, we barely even climbed above the airfield. But anyway, we can stay pretty low here. Right, so according to GPS, around 6 minutes to Nelspruit. The city of Nelspruit is straight ahead of us. And then we should branch off, I think, a little bit to the right. Make our way down to Sappi. quite choppy today. A little bit of clouds, but nothing that's going to cause any issues so far. Just need to keep an eye when we go over these ridges. Pushes the nose up and our climb rate pretty much straight to 500 feet a minute. See Nelspruit up ahead, or at least the city. Looks like we're going to climb a little bit more than I initially expected. We're already 4,800-ish. The terrain kind of drops into the city here, but we're going to have to go over some of those ridges later on, so probably stay up here around 4,000. Alright, I think I said we're at 4,800. We're 3,800. Just over 3 minutes to go to Nelspruit. I didn't mention earlier, but this is actually a charter operation, so it's not one of our scheduled cargo or passenger runs. So I don't actually know where we're going from Sappi. We'll have to see what charters are available there. It's a little bit less cloudy where we're going straight ahead. More clouds out that way. Some puffy clouds out there. Not much where we're heading, but we've got to get over that ridge. About 4,000 feet now, so this is pretty good. Okay, so Nelspruit Airport is just up ahead, yeah. I think I can just see it. It's on like a little ridge as well. I think that's it. Straight ahead there. Right, then we'll probably head down this valley there, I think. Yeah, so as we pass over Nelspruit, our GPS will give us an idea of how long we have to go. Should switch over about now. Okay, just under 8 minutes, 16.5 miles. I'm gonna head for this valley here, but I think we might have to cross that ridge line at some point anyway. Should we cross over this side rather? I think it matters too much. One thing I didn't do is turn these off. And we can actually close this guy as well. See why this area is quite dangerous to fly in when the weather sets in. These mountains and valleys, when the clouds sit just on top here, it becomes pretty treacherous to kind of get through if you're trying to fly VFR. Quite a few accidents out here over the years. People trying to do exactly that. But we got some good weather today. A little bit of cloud out there. I'm just taking us along this valley here. I think we're gonna have to cross over this anyway. Because I know that the Sapi airport sits in a valley that kind of runs like that. I don't know if this one in front of us is going to kind of join on. I think we might have to hop over the ridge in any case. For those of you that don't know, Sapi is a paper company. So this little airport that they have is right next to one of their big timber processing factories. I'm not sure if they actually make paper there or if they just kind of process the timber into pulp and then ship it somewhere else. But there's a huge processing plant right near the airport. And in fact, in reality, I don't think that anyone can just fly into this airport. I think it's private specifically for that facility. But like if you're driving from Joburg or Pretoria to Kruger and you're going in like the southern side, Malalan or Crocodile Bridge, you can actually see that little airport if you take this road. It's right next to the highway. But we'll see it as we come through the valley there. if the valley does go around there, it'd be a good idea to start losing altitude. But if we need to hop the ridge, then we definitely don't want to do that. Not 100% sure. I think this valley might be connected here. Yeah, it looks like it is. Let's start bringing power back. Okay, gotta be careful with that 500 feet a minute. That's why I want to start descending as soon as I can. Might have to do a bit of an orbit in the valley here. Oh, just smoothed out a bit. That is glorious. Is it on the other side of the ridge here to our right? I'm hoping this valley goes around. Because if I need to get over there, that's gonna suck. Oh, a little bit of smooth air for a change. That is so nice. Lots of citrus farms in this area. Landed at this airport before, but I've never actually come from this side. I've normally come from Joburg's side. I think it's on the other side of this ridge. I don't think I should go down here because this valley looks like it's facing the wrong way. Get some speed back. This valley in front of us looks like it's facing the right direction. And there's a river and the highway that flows or that traveled along the bottom of the valley that the airport's in. But not like this highway that we've got. I think it should be from left to right. That big patch up ahead also looks like the processing plant. I think the airport is just down there next to that river on that side. Yeah, this is the facility. The airport is kind of on the right-hand side of the valley from where we're coming from. Closer to the hills on that side. Gotta watch that vertical speed. But this is the timber facility here. And there I can see the runway now. Might do a bit of an orbit. Oops, that's a bit fast. Might do a bit of an orbit, see if we can spot a windsock. That's the paper facility. Or the timber processing plant, if they're turning it. Busy looking at the scenery and not focusing, yeah. There's the runway. I think we might be able to bring it straight in here. The Wind feels pretty calm. Let's get some flaps to help us out. It is easier to land from the other side. I think we should see if we can spot a windsock. Yeah, be careful of the power lines here, remember that. They go across the valley here. Right, any windsock? Don't see one. Great. There it is. Okay, so we do want to land from behind us. Wind looks pretty calm though. Oh, no. It's not facing that way. It's facing this side. So we want to land from in front. Okay, flaps are good, lights are done. Runway is in sight. Just keep an eye on that vertical speed. We can start slowing down a bit. We're a little high now because that's going to want to descend more than 500 feet a minute. I might actually have to go around here. Yeah, I can't make that descending at... Yeah. Okay, that's kind of sucks. Brilliant. Okay, I got my flaps full. I'm gonna keep this nice and tight. That was weird because I wasn't exceeding the 500 feet per minute when it went off, but obviously I just had too many changes. I think we should be okay because we're going to be able to land pretty quickly. I want to put it down pretty gently as well. That landing looked a bit worse than it was. I just realized I didn't set up my FS realistic touchdown thing, so that bounce was a bit exaggerated. She said it was a close call, so I think we made it. Can't remember if I've actually done the dangerous cargo stuff before. I think I might have, and we had the same issue. Yeah, let's just get the landing lights and the strobe lights off before we turn in here. There's enough space for my wing to fit there. Ah, that's fine. All right, there we go. Set the parking brake. Now it sounds like they're unloading it very carefully. So if we hop out, we should see him with the hazmat suit and our cargo being unloaded. Okay, so it seems like we just made it. Let me go and see what other charters we have from here at SAPI and fix my FS Realistic as well. And then we'll probably be doing another flight. Well, we will be doing another flight. I'm just not sure where we're going. But it would be nice to try and get the Islander back to Kruger where we started. So let's see what's available. Alright, so as you can see, it's a little bit later in the day. We do now have our cargo has arrived, so we've got this is time-sensitive cargo because it's fruit that we need to take to Nelspruit, so the little airport that we flew over. We'll be stopping there, and I think we'll just deadhead from there back to Kruger. So let's get our fruit loaded up. Right, so he should start loading. Should see the forklift and stuff. Is it in the building? Oh, it's in the building. Whoops. Okay, let's get this open and then just double check that our payload is set correctly. Right, so we're a little bit over, which is fine. That means we're in the green and we get our points. So we can jump aboard, get the doors closed. Okay, generators are off. That, now I can't remember. I think it's supposed to be up. Okay, we'll go props forward. Put a bit of mixture in. Avionics off. Generators are off. Magnetos are on, fuel on, and fuel pumps on. Let's go left. Alright, that did work. Nice. Let's then get generators, that's off, those are fine, and avionics on. Fuel pumps, we'll leave the fuel pumps on for takeoff actually. And we'll go flaps 1 for takeoff, and We just need to wait for our GPS to align again. And then we just head out to Nelspruit. At least this time, we don't have to worry too much about our vertical speed. We can just fly normally. We just need to get there in time, but we've got about 2 hours to get there, so plenty of time. Okay, so we'll just wait for the GPS to align, and then we can get going. Okay, GPS is done. I'm actually just going to leave the route in as it was. Maybe. Is there an option to invert? Ah, there is. Sick. And we can just use that. Sappy, Nelspruit, Kruger. Perfect. Close that. Right, let's get out of here. Weather's still looking good. A little bit of clouds on the horizon, but again, nothing that'll bother us. I mean, I've driven down, the highway's just behind us here. And I've driven down here where you can't even see the tops of these ridges because of the clouds. So, we've got good weather for this today. There, you can see the highway just off to our left there. We'll see it. Yeah, you can see the cars. Well, those look like buses, but we'll be flying along it for a bit once we take off. But we're going to backtrack here first. Okay, flap set for takeoff. Lights, landing lights and strobes are on. We've got props full and mixtures full. Fuel pumps are on, which I must remember to turn off once we're airborne. Is that windsock turned now? Ugh, anyway, it doesn't matter, the wind is so light. And we're going in the direction behind us roughly anyway, so not the end of the world. But I don't think it... Has it changed? No, it's the same. I thought it was facing this way as well when we came in for landing. It's a little bit of a breeze, I guess. Probably don't need to taxi all the way. But hey, can't do anything with runway behind you, so... Right, we are good to go. Lights are set, flaps are set. Props and mixture. Throttles full forward. Okay, at least we don't have to worry about climbing too fast. Flaps coming up. Okay, fuel pumps off. And look at that, we're pretty much bang on track for Nelspruit Airport. And sounds like we're gonna get into the bit of turbulence again. Does seem to be quite a bit of clouds up ahead. We'll have to see what that looks like when we get closer to Kruger Airport. The highway runs all the way underneath us here. Along the valley. And in fact, if we just followed the highway, we'd end up at Nelspruit because it goes into the city. I hope the visibility is okay out there. The weather changes quickly out here, so I wouldn't be surprised if enough cloud is set in to give us an issue getting into Kruger. It can certainly happen. When the weather does set in up here, you can go for days without enough visibility to fly. Right, nice and bumpy over the ridge here. 4.5 minutes to Nelspruit. Those clouds aren't looking great. I think they might just be a little bit too far to cause us issues. So we're only 9 miles from Nelspruit, and then it's probably 5 miles-ish from there to Kruger. definitely way more clouds than when we left. Right, just over 7 miles to Nelspruit. Yeah, I think that cloud bank is either further than Kruger, or it's going to be right on the edge of the airport. So if we have to, we can keep the aircraft at Nelspruit. Heading to Skukuza is going to be worse because that's going into the clouds. If we really have to, we can go all the way back to Pretoria, land in Vonneboom, but that's far. Nelspruit looks like we're only 2 minutes out of Nelspruit. That looks like a pretty safe bet. Okay, just bringing the power back a bit so we can drop down to the airport here. So yeah, Kruger Airport is that way, which is... doesn't look like the thickest. It looks a bit thicker, pretty much straight ahead, but out there seems to be the closest. We're already starting to go under the clouds. Okay. So we may have some fun and games. Out of the turbulence for now, at least. Here's the airport just off to our left. Guessing the wind down the valley will be the same. I think I'm probably going to be too high. I stayed up to, you know, in reality, you'd stay out of the circuit and then descend, but I think we're going to be too high to see the windsock. Oh, there it is, and the wind, oh, it's a lot windier here than it was at Tappy, but it's pretty much straight down the runway behind us, so. Okay, no, it's not that much windier, actually. Clearly, I can't judge windsocks from the air. Okay, let's get our flaps in. Props full, mixtures full, landing lights and strobes. Flaps set. We're a little high. We're a lot high. Wow, this is such a narrow runway. Is there a taxiway to the left here? Or do you just go on the grass? This looks like it might be one here. No, I think possibly we just go over the grass. We can do that in this aircraft, no problems. Okay, landing lights and strobes. Go all the way up to that top section. And quite a slope on this runway too, actually. Lots of hangar space here for a small runway. Look at all the buildings here. Crazy. This taxiway, if we go straight, is very close to those buildings. I hope this actually joins onto the apron. Or does this just go to the runway? No, man, the apron must join on both sides there. It doesn't make sense for it not to. What is that big yellow thing? Is that actually taxiway markings? Yeah, it is. Jeez. I don't think the ramp would be like on this much of a slope. Right, we're gonna do a bit of a loop here to the right and park in that little section. If we have the power to get up the hill, and then we're gonna have to be careful because now we're gonna be going downhill once we make this turn. Right, perfect, and we can go ahead and shut down. Let's see if I can leave the avionics on, so that we don't have to resync the GPS. And get the doors open. I'll turn the generators off though. Right, there's our cargo being offloaded. Weather does seem to be setting in. Okay, cargo's unloaded. So what I'll do is see what are the chances of there being some cargo going from here just over the bridge to Kruger. Probably pretty low, but I'll have a look quickly and then we'll head on back to our home base. Okay, so we are indeed going to be deadheading. There is nothing for us to take this short distance to Kruger. So in fact, let's just do this and we'll just keep it roughly what we had before. Right, so we're going to be nice and light, but it does seem like the weather is kind of closing in. If we look at that, clouds are over the airport here now and out that way. I think we will be able to sneak in underneath them, but definitely the clouds are coming in. So I think we should get going. Let's jump aboard. I left the avionics on so that we can save a bit of time. Let's just go props full forward. Give it a bit of mixture. Generators are off. That needs to be on. Fuel pumps and left engine. Right engine. Nice. Right, then we can come down here. Generators, that off. And we're just heading up here. So that's good, that's good. Right, let's get out of here. Flaps on for takeoff. Okay, so let's go. Landing lights, strobe lights, props full, mixtures full, flaps are set. We can take this left-hand turn. Gonna be nice and light, so should have plenty of runway. Oh wow, the runway lights are on. That's interesting because it's like afternoon. Clearly the weather coming in. Interesting. Right, here we go. Nice short takeoff run. We're empty. We are empty after all, so light and GPS hasn't switched over. Right, at least we're turning this way, because it seems like the bulk of the weather is out that side. Probably put the flaps up and switch off the fuel pumps at this point. Okay, and bring the props back a bit. We've got a decent cloud base though, so I think we'll be able to stay under the clouds without any problems. And I'm gonna go straight in for runway 5 at Kruger. 4.5 minutes out. That's amazing. I mean, when we left, there were no clouds here at all. Pretty cool. Okay, town of Nelspruit. We've just pretty much just passed over. Already see the runway lights. Start slowing down. Okay, lights are already set. We just left them on. Just need to do flaps, but otherwise props and mixtures are full. Out of the turbulence, that's awesome. Okay, just waiting for the speed to drop into that white arc, and then we can extend our flaps. Plenty of runway to work with. Okay, let's flap set for landing. The speed will start coming down even more now. Runway does have this displace threshold. I want to try and land as close to those green lights as we can, because this aircraft slows down pretty quickly and we can maybe go straight onto the taxiway without having to backtrack. Obviously, you don't want to hit the lights. This should work. Is that a taxiway there? Oh no. Okay, I got a little bit too slow. So we touched down a little harder than we wanted to. But we have nothing on board, so it's not the end of the world. Landing lights, strobe lights, flaps up. Mixture. Now welcome back to a cloudy, I suppose, part cloud. Kruger and Mpumalanga, which was blue skies this morning when we left. And now this afternoon, the clouds have set in. This is currently the only aircraft that we have here at Kruger. All of the others are out flying jobs with our hired pilots. Actually going to check out the market after this and see if there are any helicopters for sale in the area. So the weather's going to cloud over. There will be some search and rescue stuff that we can do in the mountains here for sure. Just have to see what's on the aircraft market. Okay, let's come down here. Generators off. Lights off. Avionics. And fuel. Okay, fuel pumps are off. Magnetos. Lights are done. We can open up our door and switch off the battery. And there we are, pretty much back where we started, not the exact same gate. I think we started in this parking over here. Look at the cloud that's set in though. It looks like it's actually getting worse. Okay, let me quickly have a look at the aircraft market and then we'll see. But I think that's probably going to bring us to the end of this episode. Okay, so just looking at the aircraft market, there is an H145 for sale, but it's the luxury version, which we're not going to use for search and rescue. Other than that, there isn't really anything. There's an ATR 72-600, but that's for rent. A310 and A300, which are too expensive. And then a King Air, which I don't really need. So keep an eye out for like a 222, or even the H145, but not the luxury version. But a 222 or a H125 would be pretty cool. But anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of today's episode. Just two, well, I guess 3 really chilled flights to 2 smaller airports in the area. A little bit touch and go with the hazardous cargo. We kind of had that go off just before we landed, but we managed to make it safely, so I guess that's all fine. I wonder, do we actually get paid for that? Because if the gas escaped, I don't know if we would have been paid. No, we didn't. Oh, wow. Okay. That's, I mean, it sucks, but that is actually good in terms of how Neofly works. Yeah, I didn't get paid anything for that because we obviously damaged the cargo. So that's good to know. That's actually pretty cool. Obviously, again, not great because we lost out on some money. So we got paid nothing for that. And that was a good 20K trip. So we paid $471 in airport fees and earned nothing. And then airport fees, wow, airport fees for landing in Nelspruit was $236, but we made 13K on that. And we paid another 942 airport fees for touching down here with no cargo. So basically on today's route, we brought in just over 13K and spent almost $2,000 on airport fees. So yeah, losing out on that dangerous cargo, we basically lost more than double our income for today. So not great. But anyway, that's good to know. You shouldn't get paid if we damage the cargo like that. So next time I will have to be a lot more careful. But anyway, if you made it all the way to this part of the video, as always, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. If you do want to follow along with the Neofly series, you know what to do down below, and I'll see you in the next one.